Wait, what? Hey guys, so if you've seen my recent JPerm out of context video, then you will know that JPerm likes to refer to cubes as
Buttery.
So, I think this whole Buttery cubes thing has become a little bit of a meme in the cubing world, and I think it's pretty funny that JPerm describes cubes as buttery. I guess it kind of makes sense because butter is creamy and soft, but it's a bit weird. And today, I'm going to be taking this very literally and lubing a 3x3 using butter. So here I've got British unsalted butter by Cowbell. I've got a pretty terrible cube that turns pretty badly. I'll show you that in a minute. And I've got a butter knife. So we're going to try and lube up this cube with some butter and we'll see what happens. So let's jump into it now. Okay, so here we are on the other side. Here's my cube and here's my butter. Got my knife and I'm ready to go. So first we'll just have a little look at the turning of this cube. And so you'll see why it needs some lube. So it does turn at a vaguely decent speed. And you can sometimes go fast on it, but as you can see, it locks up quite a bit. And sometimes it just doesn't corner cut. Oh wow, and the center cap just fell off. And corner cutting, like, literally, it's not even going at the smallest amount. Ugh. And reverse is actually better than forward, which is pretty surprising. Anyway, the corner cutting is pretty terrible. It feels very dry and kind of sandy. And if I try and do algorithms, then the cube kind of just stops sometimes and doesn't let me complete the algorithm. So all in all, it's pretty crappy and it could do with some lubricant. But I don't care much about this cube, so why not have an experiment? Let's get into this butter and then we can put some into the cube. Right, we've got some butter now and I don't really know how I'm going to do this. I guess I'll just get some butter on my knife and then just sort of poke it into the cube. In fact, maybe I'll pop a piece out and then I can do it into there. Yeah. So I'm just going to tension my cube a bit so that it's easier to actually get some stuff inside it. Okay, guys, so I've loosened off this cube, which was actually quite hard. And actually, it's made the turning even worse, I think, as it's really catchy and dodgy now. But anyway, I'll just pop a piece out and try and put some butter into there. So I guess I'll just get some butter on my knife. Don't really know how much to use. Maybe about that much. And just sort of push it into the cube. Oh, this feels so unnatural. So I was thinking, butter is basically big chemistry brain time here, right? Butter is basically hydrocarbons solidified. So, in theory, the layers should slide over each other and it should work as a lubricant. So, maybe it'll actually make the cube better, who knows? Let's put a bit in the top here as well. My butter's a little bit solid. Try and push it in a bit deeper. Oh god, this feels so unnatural. Push it right in. Ugh, my hands are covered in butter. Okay, and now that we've put the butter in, let's try doing some turns. Oh no, oh no. Oh, this was a bad idea. This was a terrible idea. Oh no. Oh, it's disgusting. The cube is really slow and sort of sticky. Although, admittedly, the turning is actually a lot smoother when if I'm trying to go fast. It's not catching and it's not locking up, so, I guess it's made the turning better. It just feels so weird. It feels really heavy because obviously butter is pretty thick and I put quite a lot in. And it's all slippery from the butter on the outside. But I guess it has technically made the turning better. And yes, it does feel very buttery. It has this creamy, soft, smooth feeling to it. Which actually, I like this feel, to be honest. Even though, obviously, I wouldn't recommend doing this. Butter is not cube lube. And although this was fun and it's made the cube turn smoother, I don't think it would necessarily make the cube turn quicker. And this will go rancid. So now what I'm going to do is clean up the front of this cube, and then I'm going to do a few solves. So, I got a 1777 A05, which is about 3 or 4 seconds slower than my normal. Although that might partially be due to the fact that this is just a bad cube in general. I think I probably should have done a control average before I put the butter in to see if it actually made an improvement. But to be fair, this cube does actually feel a lot better. And I had one solve where I did pretty well and I got a 1403, which, considering that I'm using a terrible cube filled with butter, is not bad. And the turning is actually a hugely improved from how it was before. It's a lot smoother and silkier, and I can actually turn quickly without the cube just catching and locking up all the time. It is very dense and heavy though, which means that, especially during PLL algorithms, I couldn't really turn at my full speed. But when I'm just doing F2L or cross, I actually, to be honest, I'm ashamed to say it, but I like the feel of this butter cube. It's so creamy, and like turning is quite satisfying to do. And now that the outside of the cube's not so slippery, I can actually grip it. So honestly, I guess butter does sort of work in a cube as lubricant, if it's a terrible cube already. But if I'd put this in my main cube, say my Tengyun, then I think that would have been a terrible idea, and I'm so glad that I didn't. So I'm so glad that I've used a terrible cube to do this with, because it has improved it. However, I'm going to have to clean it because it'll go rancid and then just stink. But this was a really fun experiment, actually. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it at least somewhat interesting. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.